Hello, welcome to this quick video on EndNote. We're going to be basically looking at the basic web-based version. EndNote does have a desktop version, which will be covered in another video. So to get started, let's actually go into our library, ATSU library. So going from the My Apps, let's click on the library here. I'm going to take you to our LibGuide that talks about all the different ones and also additional resources. So on our homepage, if you scroll down to where it says Guides and Services, click on the one that says Plagiarizing and Citations. And then over here, we're going to click on Citation Managers. So you can kind of see what it is, and you can kind of see all the other ones that we recommend. Like I said, we're going to focus on this EndNote Basics. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. So basically, EndNote Basics is a free online version. So you do not need a subscription. You don't need to pay for it. It does pretty much everything that you need to do for a basic literature review, scoping review, for article extraction. So it does do what you need to. You can also, with EndNote, you can share groups with other users in the basic version. You can also use the site while you write, which is a plugin for your Microsoft Office programs. So we do have some tutorials here with additional training. We do have some other training videos. We do have this step-by-step guide on how to do that plugin. Also, it does have the mobile app. So if you have like an iPad or anything like that, you can do it on the mobile app. And then we also have some support down here. This is mostly for the older versions. So let's go ahead and get started. So you can click on any of these links and I'll take you over, or you can actually just type in EndNote, and it will take you over to EndNote. Let me go ahead and sign out real quick. So when you get to EndNote, you would come to this sign in screen. If you have not done so, you'll need to go through register. So you just click on register. You create your password, you create put your email in. You can use personal or your school email. And then you kind of just fill in your first and last name. You do this CAPTCHA thing, and then it will automatically register you. So I'm actually going to go back to the sign in since I already have an account. I'm going to go ahead and click sign in. So when you get signed in, it kind of gives you some quick start tips here on how to find collections, how to store and share your stuff, and also how to do that plugin. So again, it does format there. It does come to automatically your main dashboard, which is your references. So you can actually do a quick search within your reference if there's an article that you're looking for. You can also set up these groups for me because I'm on multiple projects. And because I do like a lot of scoping reviews and systematic reviews, I do set up my groups more based off of my databases that I'm pulling results from. You can set this groups up by the project names that you're working on. It could be by class name. So those are all the different options there. So moving across the tabs up top, you have the collect, which is where you can do an online search. This works, but it doesn't work. I need to play around with it more, to be honest, but you can play around with it. If you are doing a new reference, you can click new reference here. And this is where it will generate the template for you. You can actually do by different, like if you're working on it with a book, it will show you book information. You can also add attachments. So like if you have an attachment that you want to add, like PDF for the book chapter of the PDF, you can add that in here as well. You can also assign this to a group if you have a group that you want to assign it to as well. So you can definitely select the different ones. So like here's a manuscript, magazine, articles are all in here. You can also do import references. So this is very helpful when you're like working with PubMed or a great literature platform for like a scoping review. You can actually import references here. So you would just choose a file. I'm just going to pick on my project one here. And I'm going to use PubMed. So anything with NBIB, that's from PubMed. So I'm going to hit open. I'm gonna just, so this one's coming from PubMed, so you're gonna click PubMed. I'm gonna put it in my PubMed too, and I'm gonna just hit import. So this is an easy way to, if you have a selected group of articles that you want to get in, you can automatically get them in by the import. So if you go back to my references, if you go down to my groups, you can see my articles were automatically added in here. So that is a quick, easy way to collect and import articles if you don't want to manually do it yourself. Organize, this is where you can manage your different groups. This is where you can set up groups. You can also do finding duplicates. So if you're working on scoping review and literature, systematic review or scoping review, do not do the dedupes. Let Covenants do that. But if you're like working on a assignment for class or working on just a literature review, then you can use the dedupes. So if you hit the find duplicates, it will work and will find all those duplicates for you. You can also manage all of your attachments as well in here. The next tab over is basically, this is where you would do all of your formatting. So here's all my duplicates that came up. So you can see all of them. If you want, you can just hit delete and it will automatically delete all the duplicates for you. This will take a few minutes to do. All right, so now I'll say no duplicates found. So that's a quick way. Again, only if you're doing literature review or if you are doing just like a literature search or for assignment in class. Do not do the duplicates for it's so scoping review or symptomatic review. Let Competence do that. The next tab over is your format. So this is where you can do like a bibliography. So like if we click on bibliography, you can select which section. Let's go ahead and go back to PubMed 2. This is where you can actually do like APA here. MLA is here. And then if you are using APA or AMA, you want to use the JAMA one. So that's what JAMA is also the AMA. So you can select whichever citation that you need. So I'm going to do APA. And then you can select what type of file that you want exported out. So you can do plain text. I found plain text file actually works the best because then you can actually open it up right away and see it. So it's in my downloads. So if I open up my downloads, here is my references. So it's not the cleanest, but it is here. So you can actually work with it from there. You can also do your plugin from here. It will help format papers, and then you can also do an export of your files as well. So if you go to export, same thing. It will ask you what you want to export, which one. I'm going to go to number 2. Then it's asking you what format. Usually, if you're working with Covenants, you would use the RIS file. But other than that, it's up to you which one you want to use. And then you can hit save and it will automatically download, or you can hit print preview if you want to preview it. So that's pretty much the format section. The other one that I normally work with is your options. This is where you can update your password. This is where you can do all of your profile changes. And then on downloads, this will show you your site while you write and also the EndNote click. So that's those 2 sections for download. So mostly what you will be working with is your main dashboard, which is where all of your references stored. Collect, organize, and format are pretty much the ones that you'll be most often usable. If you are working like in PubMed or in a gray literature platform and you come across articles, you can also add these little citation extensions. So mine's automatically defaulted to Zotero because that's what I use, but you can do it for EndNote. So to get to your extension for EndNote, I'm going to go ahead and open up a new tab. You're going to come to these little 3 dots. I'm on Chrome. So you're going to click on these 3 little dots next to your profile picture, and you're going to go down to extensions, and then you're going to hit View Chrome Web Store. So in here on the search box, you can put EndNote. And then it's this EndNote click. So I have, like I said, mine's already installed, but if yours is not installed, you can do the install. So you just click in it and hit install for Chrome. And then that would automatically give you your extension. So when you're on like PubMed, just pull up a search real quick. Let's say that this is the article that you really want to save. You want to come back to, you would just click on the extension here and it will add it into EndNote for you. So that is another quick way to collect your resources. So that is a quick guide on how to use EndNote. If you have any questions, you can refer back to our guide here on EndNote, or you can also reach out to one of your library liaisons or a library team member and we can assist you better.